It's life's opportunities that lead you to achieving success and making money. Do you see opportunities in front of you each day? Do you see instances of you being lucky? Do you see circumstances and possibilities that can lead you to great wealth? Or do you see instances of you being unlucky? Do you see lack of opportunities? Does the world you see seem to have a lack of possibilities to lead you to great wealth? What if I told you that luck and opportunities are being presented to you every day and you're just not seeing them? Well, let me tell you a story. This is George. He drives to work every day with his friend Peter. They both work at the same company in the computing support department. But George's dream job is to get into the animation department because George loves creating animations. One day, on their way to work, they hit every red traffic light, and George is getting angry and cursing how unlucky he is all the time. Then they get stuck behind someone driving really slowly in front of them, and George shouts, "Just my luck. Why do I get stuck behind slow drivers all the time?" And he puts his foot down and impatiently overtakes the car. Later, at work, George is presenting to a room full of his colleagues and some of his bosses. Peter is also in the audience. While he's talking, George notices somebody yawning repeatedly. After he's finished, George and Peter go for a coffee, and George complains about that person who was constantly yawning. George says despondently, "I don't think my presentation went well today. There were people yawning and looking bored. How am I ever going to get into the animation department when I can't even impress the people in my own group?" That evening, George and Peter go to a work party. George doesn't know many people and he's starting to get bored. While everybody there works for the company, none of them actually work in the animation group like he wants to, and consequently isn't really interested in talking to anyone. He decides he doesn't want to be there anymore and he gets up to leave. Just then, a lady introduces herself to him and she says that her name is Clarissa and that she's heard that he was into animations. Thinking that she just wanted to make polite conversation, George replied, "Yes, that's true." But disinterested, George just wanted to leave. He spotted Peter over Clarissa's shoulder and continued, "I'm sorry, Clarissa. It's nice to meet you, but I was just leaving." George left the party, grabbing Peter on his way out. On the drive home, George explained to Peter that he was feeling down. "I'm always unlucky," he said, "and I'm stuck in a job I don't like. I want to be an animator, but there's just no opportunities anywhere." "Well, that's not true," Peter said. "I think you're very lucky, and there are plenty of opportunities right in front of your nose." "What? Where?" said George. Peter went on to explain that he'd been learning a lot about part of the brain called the Reticular Activating System, often called RAS for short. He said that the RAS is like a type of filter that helps your brain process information. On any given day, your brain is bombarded with information through your 5 senses. There's way too much information to process, so the RAS acts like some sort of filter to reduce the burden on your mind. Peter continued, "The RAS filters information based off where you place your intention. This happens to all of us. Think about a time when you wanted to buy something. For example, if you decide one day that you want to buy a red pickup truck, in the days that follow, guess what you see everywhere on the roads? That's right, red pickup trucks. The RAS also filters information based on your beliefs. So for example, if you think you are unlucky, then you will find only instances of you being unlucky. So here's the important bit. The reality we observe is created by what we believe and where we place our intention, because our RAS filter will allow us to see only the information that is aligned with it. To prove his point, Peter went back over the events that he and George had encountered that day. Peter told George, "On the drive to work this morning, you were focused on the red traffic lights and the slow car in front of you. You were looking for and finding instances of you being unlucky. However, what you didn't notice was the cop that was right there when you speeded right past that slow car. He was looking the other way and didn't actually see you, and therefore didn't stop you for speeding. You didn't see this instance of you being lucky because you filtered it off. Not getting stopped by that cop was a huge stroke of luck, but you simply filtered it out. Then later on, during your presentation, you saw that one person yawning, but you didn't notice the other two people who were actually from the animation department nodding their heads approvingly throughout. I heard them speaking to each other afterwards and saying how impressed they were by you. One of them is actually a manager in the animation department. Peter continued, "Finally, after the work party, I saw you talking to Clarissa, but you were in too much of a hurry to leave and didn't want to even talk to her. She works for our company, but did you know that she has an animation company as a side business? And she's currently looking for animators. You didn't even see that this was an opportunity for you because you'd already convinced yourself that there are no opportunities." After that talk with Peter, George felt enlightened, as if he'd just been told a valuable secret, which in fact he had. He decided he was going to use his RAS to his advantage. You see, his RAS filter was working all the time, regardless if it was set to look for things that empowered him or not. Seeing as his RAS was always on, he decided he was going to use it to look for the things he wanted in life, as opposed to the things he didn't want. George realized that his RAS was always working to reinforce his beliefs, even if they weren't helping him. This is what he was doing. He believed he was unlucky. His RAS found instances of him being unlucky and filtered off the instances of him being lucky. Worse still, as he saw these instances of him experiencing bad luck, it reinforced his belief that he was unlucky, creating a disempowering belief loop. When pondering this, George wondered what else his RAS was filtering out based on his beliefs. George also recognized that his RAS was filtering based off his intentions as well. So, he made it his intention to work in the animation department. This gave him inspiration to search out ways for him to get there. Soon after, his RAS filtered for his intention and began to show George opportunities. Later, George realized that these opportunities were in front of him all along and he just wasn't seeing them. Crucially, when he saw these opportunities, he took action and he introduced himself to people who could help him, he interviewed for positions, he put himself out there and told people what he was looking for. Then, finally, he got what he wanted. He landed his dream job in the animation department. His intention, his RAS filter, and his actions allowed him to manifest what he wanted. So now, ask yourself, what opportunities are you currently not seeing? Are you filtering off the very people, events, and circumstances that could bring you great wealth? Are you too busy focused on your bad luck and lack of opportunities so much that you don't even see when good fortune crosses your path? Remember, it's you that controls what your reticular activating system filters through to your consciousness. Train it to filter for what you really want, and you'll be amazed to find that it was already there, right in front of you. You will always find what you seek. If you like our videos, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button below. And while you're down there, make sure to subscribe so you can watch our future videos as we release them. If you've got any suggestions for future videos, please leave them in the comments below.